Hello everyone. Thank you for joining today with this video on navigating your finances during financial uncertainty. This video is being hosted by the Cash Campaign of Maryland. CASH stands for Creating Assets, Savings, and Hope. We are a network of organizations across the whole state of Maryland that seeks to improve the financial stability of working families. We are a nonprofit, and we hope this information is helpful in increasing your financial well-being. My name is Sue Rogan. I'm an accredited financial counselor and the Director of Strategic Partnerships with the CASH Campaign. So CASH works to increase the financial well-being of individuals and families in Baltimore and across Maryland by working to provide different programs. One of the programs we provide is financial coaching and planning. There are certified financial planners, or CFPs, who have donated their time to us to work with people for up to 2 times in creating a comprehensive financial plan. That program is available to you for free. In addition, we have financial coaches who are available to work for you on a long-term basis, again for free, virtually, to help you create financial goals and then make the steps to be able to reach those goals. Some other work that we do is to work with legislators or elected officials to help them understand what laws would be helpful to the people that we are working with. So for example, the middle image here is the image of a payday loan or a shark. And payday loans typically are very predatory for consumers. They charge extreme amount of interest and fees, sometimes up to 400% interest rate. So we worked with many organizations in Maryland to help our elected officials understand the problems with these loans and to cap the interest rate for these loans. So now in Maryland, payday loans are capped at 33% interest. In addition, we provide free tax preparation services for families who earn under $57,000 a year in 2020. They can use one of our partner sites or our sites to have their taxes done for free. So not only does it save you money and not having to pay your taxes to be done, but it also ensures that you will have a quality and an accurate tax return conducted. We also provide financial education through our website, the Maryland Cash Academy, which is www.mdcashacademy.org. We want this site to be a resource to you to find financial education that is accurate, it is correct, and it is not selling any products or services. We understand that it's hard to learn about money because we may not have gotten it consistently in school or through friends and family. So please visit the site, both for resources and for live financial education webinars that you can access when it's convenient to you on topics that you are interested in. We have a lot of webinars, such as this one, that has content specific to helping people reduce the impact of this pandemic on their finances. We also have material and webinars in Spanish, and such as this video, our webinars are being recorded and placed on the Cash Academy website so that you can see them whenever it's convenient to you. We also have webinars on our Facebook Live page. Another resource on the Cash Academy website are these topic areas where we have found and listed local assistance programs or any particular legislation that may be in place to, again, help reduce the financial impact of COVID-19 to consumers. So please take a look here to see if there's information that can be helpful. So, before we begin talking about how to manage finances in uncertain times, I just want to start and let you know if you're having any stress or concerns about finances right now, you are not alone. There are a lot of us in the same boat, and there is help available. So, please be kind to yourself, take a deep breath, try and reduce some of that stress, and know that there is hope. So the first step is prioritize your expenses. Perhaps income has been reduced during this time. So, what is the most important thing right now to spend money on? It might be food, it might be housing, utilities, might be transportation if you're still needing to go outside of the home for work. Some people have said that it's childcare so that they're able to work either outside of the home or in the home. Maybe you need to really prioritize internet or cell phone service if that's essential for your ability to work. Be sure to take a look at payments that you may have been setting up in the past to be automatically deducted out of your checking account, such as insurance, such as maybe a gym membership, and then some things that might not be a regular expense every single month. Maybe you have a certain bill, that the water bill that comes in quarterly. So if these payments have been set up to be automatically withdrawn from your checking account, are they critical to what needs to be spent now? And if not, you need to take the steps to stop them from automatically coming out of your checking account. You will have to be proactive on this because the company will continue to take the payments out of your checking account as they had scheduled unless you stop them. There is a tool that's a worksheet from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to help you prioritize your bills and figure out which ones are the most critical to spend. So, this worksheet helps you go through the different items and the different categories in your spending plan and decide what is the most important. So, for example, the first category here are things I need for a job. If you're able to earn income by working, that is critical to try and keep that income coming in. So, what are things that you need to do to keep that job? And then it goes through different categories such as insurance, medical bills, and different categories to help you make a decision on what is most important to actually be spending at this time. Some non-essential expenses can be reduced. So take a look at your spending plan. Take a look at what you are spending money, whether you're just taking a look at your checking account or credit card bills. Where are things being spent? And where are some ways that you can reduce any of the non-essential, non-critical expenses? So, for example, clothing. Can you deal with what you have right now and put any new clothing purchases on hold for a while? Are there apps that you're paying for that perhaps you can reduce and not spend on now? Are there ways during the holiday season or during regular birthday times for your family and friends? Are there a way to reduce any expenses for any gifts? Can we put these on hold right now until the income is back to where it was? Take a look at any subscription services that, again, you may have signed up to just be automatically placed on a credit card or taken out of your checking account. Are there any things like these that can be suspended now or canceled? It is critical that every dollar is being tracked and it is going to where you essentially need it to go to versus just dollars slipping away to things that you don't absolutely need to have right now. The third thing to think about is contacting your creditors. So, if you're having difficulty due to lack of income in keeping up with your current bills, reach out to these creditors and try to work out an alternative payment plan now. So, maybe it's a landlord or the mortgage or car lenders, utility providers, student loan companies. It is easier to work out a plan now. Then, if you've begun missing payments, they're not as easy to work with you if you are late with them already. If you are current with them, they are more likely to help you work out an alternative payment plan. There is another tool from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau on a letter for contacting creditors to be able to say, this is what's happening now. How can you help me? So this is a website where they have sample letters that you can use to send to your creditors to try and work out an alternative payment plan. So during the pandemic, there's been an executive order from Governor Hogan and other legislation that's in place to help Marylanders. So mortgage lenders are still prohibited from initiating foreclosure or repossessions of any car, truck, or mobile home until the executive order is lifted. Currently, 70 of Maryland's largest financial institutions, banks or credit unions, are offering flexibility, including any kind of mortgage forbearance and loans. If you owe them, they're working out payment plans with people. So again, it's important to reach out to creditors to try and make these plans in place before it gets too far. Evictions are still prohibited for any tenant who can show and prove that their failure to pay rent was a result of COVID-19. So we have certain laws and executive orders in place to help consumers get through this time when they may be experiencing a decrease or a lack of income. In case you may not know who all of your creditors are, it's really important to check your credit report today. You may know that you have the right to get a free credit report, one from each of the 3 major credit reporting agencies here, each year. So there's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can go on the website, annualcreditreport.com. You will be asked some security questions that you have to answer correctly, and if you do, you're able to pull your credit report immediately online. If, however, you miss one of the security questions, which is very common, you can call the number to get a credit report, or you can download and mail in a paper form in order to get it. One thing to note is that while you have the right under federal law to receive a free credit report, one per year, from each of these credit reporting agencies, under Maryland law, you also have the right to get a free credit report every single year from the 3 credit reporting agencies. And during the pandemic, the credit reporting agencies have agreed to give consumers a free credit report every single week or once a week until April of 2021. If you happen to have a mortgage that's backed by the federal government, meaning it's owned by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or the Federal Home Loan Bank, you may be able to put your payments into forbearance up to 12 months, depending on your situation. So if you don't know who is your mortgage servicer, which can be very complicated sometimes, you call the company that's either listed on the statement that you get monthly or the papers that you signed for the loan, if you still have those. Call them and ask if it is backed by these federal government programs in order to see what your options are for any forbearance or renegotiating the terms of the loan if you need to. Anything that you do that might result in a forbearance or deferment or a renegotiation of the loan, please be sure to get all of that in writing. It is very important to have that documentation to show and prove what the terms of the loan have been changed to. If you have federal student loans, you may have noticed that the federal government automatically suspended loan payments and interest on those loans until January 31st of 2021. So if you're seeing this, or if you didn't and you want to call your loan servicer, you can ask them for that administrative forbearance. But if you had a federal student loan, you've likely noticed that those payments have been suspended. And this was part of the CARES Act that was passed due to the pandemic. And part of that legislation included that there were supposed to be no credit consequences, meaning the missed payments or the payments that have been suspended were not supposed to be reported negatively on your credit report. However, for a few months, some people did have the loan servicer for their student loan, report these payments as negative on their credit report. As we understand it, that has since been corrected, but check your credit report to make sure you did not have any negative information put on your credit report. And if you did, you need to notify the credit reporting agencies that this information is on there incorrectly. Keep in mind, this only applies to federal student loans, not private student loans. So if you aren't sure which one of the loans that you have, whether it's federal or private, call your loan servicer, find out, and ask what they know about an administrative forbearance. Again, get everything in writing in terms of any changes to your loan so that you have the documentation you need to prove what those changes are. A few more tips about credit right now. Many people are needing to use their credit cards to buy their essential expenses due again to a reducement or a complete lack of income coming in. So if you do need to rely on your credit cards, do whatever you can to manage your credit cards as best to help your credit score. So trying to keep your balances on every card below 30% of the credit limit. That's a general rule of thumb in terms of your credit score. The piece of the credit score this applies to is called credit utilization, meaning how much credit do you have available to you and how much credit are you using. The more credit you use, the riskier you look, the lower the credit score goes, and it gets more difficult to get new credit or to open up new lines of utilities or anything that you maybe need to do. So if you can, keep the credit balances below 30% of your available credit limit. So if you have more than one credit card, and again, you're using this to be able to get groceries and to pay essential bills, try to spread your debt across two credit cards because it's better for the credit score to have two cards at 50% of their credit limit than it is to have one card that is maxed out and using 100% of the credit limit. Again, the rule of thumb is to try to use no more than 30% of available credit. But if you have to go over that right now to actually exist, just try and manage it so you're spreading it out across different cards. And if you have high balances on all of your cards, try to call the credit card company and ask if they will increase your credit limit. The reason is to try and get that piece of your credit score, the credit utilization piece, in a better place. So if you have two credit cards and they're both at 75% of their credit limit, and you can get the credit card company to increase your credit limit, you may be able to get the utilization down closer to the 30%, which will again help your credit score. And then think about if you're stressed and if there is a lot of concerns about what is happening with your financial situation right now. A lot of people are overwhelmed. It gets very difficult to decide where to start. Or maybe you just think you're on the right track, but you'd like to have a second opinion or run some things by someone. Try to get some professional help. You want to stay away from credit repair companies, though. Credit repair companies often cost a large fee to the consumer, and there have been numerous consumer complaints about the services that they offer and the fees that they charge. So look for a nonprofit credit counseling agency such as GreenPath Financial Wellness, which is www.greenpath.com. Those agencies can help you determine where you are with debt and how to negotiate, if need be, with any of your creditors. Again, keep in mind you can also reach out to the Cash Campaign of Maryland for a financial coach or to work with a certified financial planner. We want to take just a minute to talk about protecting your every single dollar. Remember, every single dollar really matters right now, and you want to make sure that money is not going from your pocket into a fraudulent company who is trying to take it from you. There were a lot of scams around the stimulus checks. So if any other assistance comes out from the federal government, please be very careful and understand that they're not going to call you on a phone. They're not going to email you and say, if you click on this link, we will be able to help you get your stimulus check. That is not legitimate. It is not the federal government initiating that email or phone call or text. So do not click on any of those and have your guard up, looking and questioning every single email, phone call that you get. We're seeing a lot of phone calls right now alleging that people's social security numbers have been discontinued and that you need to call this number to make sure you can get your social security number activated. So make sure you are not falling victim to anyone who is calling you, texting you, or emailing you. There are also scams around the testing for COVID-19, as well as treatments for COVID-19. Deal with your local county agency on where the testing sites are or where the commercial testing sites are, and avoid anything that is attempting to get personal information from you or get money for a product that is not going to be effective. Lastly, identity theft is on the rise. Unfortunately, when disasters happen, even health-related disasters, a lot of fraudulent actors come out trying to take our information to either open up accounts in our name or sell the information or get access to our checking account or credit cards. So please be on alert for any information that someone is trying to obtain from you, and ask yourself, why do they need it? What are they going to do with it? And how are they going to keep it safe? Never give out personal information over the phone, a text, or email. The Federal Trade Commission has lots of information on their website about the different scams that are occurring now, such as these offers for vaccinations and home test kits, phishing emails, which are emails that are trying to get personal information from you. And make sure you keep up on what are the latest scams that the Federal Trade Commission is seeing so that you can avoid losing any of your hard-earned dollars to those scams. So again, I appreciate your time today to watch this video. I hope it has been helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at sue@cashmd.org or go to our website, www.mdcashacademy.org. Please reach out to us if you would like to use a coach or a certified financial planner. And I hope that you stay safe and stay well.